we decided to do a video around our travel experience. And mind you, our travel experience has been one of those that has challenged us in many ways. So we decided, you know what, let's give you guys an idea of what it's like. And
Traveling.
Maybe things would have been different, right?
Traveling during Omicron.
Yeah. And maybe things would have been different, but we don't know. But there was COVID challenges, there was visa challenges, there was inter-airline challenges. So this was our trip that was meant to be to Mexico, but somehow we found ourselves in Ireland.
Sipho and I live apart, for those who
My husband went and not Sipho.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Okay. My husband and I live apart. My husband and I live apart, for those who know and those who don't know now. And we wanted to spend Christmas and New Year together naturally. The challenge now was, well, before Omicron, there was not much of a challenge because we had already planned that he was going to come to my place of residence and spend approximately 2 weeks, and we were going to spend time together. It was going to be amazing and very easy. And then South Africa discovered the variant, and the blockade happened. So it was now a journey of finding a country where we could both meet easily without either one of us having to quarantine. Initially, I think in the first week, it was most countries, if not all, I'd say, maybe we didn't do the research properly, but most of the places we had thought of visiting where we don't need a visa, that required him to quarantine because he's coming from South Africa. I've been out of SA for more than 14 days, so I'm exempt to a lot of the rules. Hey, then we were like, okay, we'll go to Zanzibar, even though we've been there, or I have been maybe a couple of times, but it was not our first choice of meeting up. And then Zanzibar we cancelled because the country I'm coming from, which is Qatar, has restrictions with us traveling into the continent, Africa. So although Zanzibar is on the green list, I was not permitted to travel to Africa. According to I don't know whose regulations. I'm not going to go into detail with that. So we could not meet in Zanzibar. Fine. And then we came up with, he booked flights. He booked accommodation in Zanzibar, and he cancelled those.
In time before I got charged.
In time before he got charged. No, actually, you were going to get charged because it was non-refundable, but they were nice and they decided not to charge you, actually. That's what happened. And then we searched and we searched and we searched and we searched. And then he has friends or acquaintances who went to Mexico, right?
Yes.
And then you were like, my friends went to Mexico, so we're gonna go to Mexico. Yes, let's go to Cancun. We have US visas. Then we booked the flights to Mexico. We booked the accommodation, non-refundable, because most of the accommodations that are really nice in Mexico are non-refundable. We booked because we're like, okay, we're definitely going. We have all the paperwork. We have everything we need. We have acquaintances who are there to be our, reference, immediate reference. They've just traveled to Mexico and back, and they were the immediate reference that we felt gave us the confidence that we can go with ease and it's not going to be difficult. Nothing's going to happen. So the start of the journey. Now we are planning outfits. I've bought all my swimwear from my online shops, include like in SA, wherever. I bought my bikinis. He's gone shopping for me. I've had my bucket hats. Nje, like we have planned our Mexican trip. Sunscreen in the bag. The day of travel arrives. So now we have to fly through France. It's a longer journey, but it still seemed okay and doable, especially for him because it was just 2 flights as opposed to 3. The day of travel arrives. Sipho goes to the airport. Hey, I'm at the airport. Checks in. No, you don't check in for the flight. You get there. You're at the counter.
Checking in.
And they... What did they say?
No, they told me that the flight is full, but not full because of people. Full only because of cargo.
So the captain decided that he's not going to take any rebates, discounted tickets, because the weight of the aircraft was exceeded or whatever the case may be. During this time, we're in communication, and at that point, I'm like, okay, can you buy a full fare ticket? Will they let you on if you have a full fare ticket? Which I know they probably will, because airlines just want money. That's what it's about. Time goes, he waits. Then they're like, oh no, you need to go to KLM because, you know, you'll definitely get on and you're definitely not going to make this flight. Long story short, time has surpassed and he's definitely not going on the Air France flight. They're telling him it's too late to buy the full fare ticket, of which they did not even, want to agree when we had asked if that would have been an option. Mm-hmm. He checks.
But the KLM story is also very interesting because they had told me that I can get on the KLM flight. When I get to the KLM check-in counter,
stories.
They say to me, cool, it's not a problem. But the guy then pointed out that I actually need a Schengen visa for that KLM trip because I was going to have to fly to Netherlands, and then from the Netherlands I was going to have to use a domestic airline to the next destination, which was Frankfurt.
Was it Frankfurt?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Then from Frankfurt, they were going to then get another domestic flight to Paris.
So
that plan wasn't going to work.
That wasn't going to work.
Because I needed a change.
Because then he needed to change from KLM to go to Germany. And for that, he'd had to exit Netherlands. So he asked the gentleman who was assisting him what would be the best recommendation in terms of how to reach his final destination. And that gentleman is the one who recommended British Airways, correct?
No,
or did we think of it?
No, we thought of it.
He thought of it.
He still said, go back to your Air France and just book the next Air France ticket. Now, the problem with the Air France ticket, the next one, because it was a Monday, the next flight was a Wednesday.
That's the other thing. Air France doesn't operate daily. So if you miss that flight, that's it. You've missed an entire day. And mind you, we don't have days to waste because we're both on holiday or leave rather, and those are paid days leave or vacation days, whatever the case may be. And just in general, productivity. You have plans for the new year. So then he was like, okay, do you want to go home? And then we rethink. And I was like, okay, you go back home and I'll think of a plan B and C and D. And then he got home and
that's when we started Googling now what other ways to get from South Africa.
But when did we think of British Airways? Because somehow
same night.
We completely forgot that British Airways is an actual airline.
Same night we were Googling flights.
And they've just removed they've just lifted the ban.
Then British Airways popped up as one of the destinations.
Yes.
Then I was like,
one of the routes.
We can actually take British Airways to London.
So the other thing we're trying to achieve was to at least be on the flight from our meeting hub or station to travel together on one flight to the final destination, which was Mexico. So that's the reason why it was a bit of a challenging initially to find a route that would work for the both of us. Anyways, the next day he then gets on the British Airways flight. He gets there and he bought the British Airways tickets to London. And from London, it was going to take him to Paris, CDG. I mean, this is my husband. He wants to see his wife now. Fine, he buys a full fare ticket. You check in the flight. You go on to the flight to London. And that's what, 11 hours?
Yeah, 11 hours.
Long 11 hours. Land into London. He sends me a text. I've landed safely. I'm checking in an hour for my Paris. So he successfully gets onto the flight that takes him to Paris as well. Amazing stuff. Things are great. We're halfway to Mexico. So we're both happy that he's on his way and he's halfway or almost halfway. So he lands in Paris, and when he lands in Paris, my flight is due to take off or rather leave, or also meant to be boarding from my station, my place of residence, to meet him in CDG And hey, I get to the airport, guys. Hey, airlines will do you dirty. Hey, get to the airport. I have a ticket to Paris, which I struggled to book. And when I got the confirmation that the ticket is booked, I was like, okay, great, it's happening now. Oh my gosh, my husband's in Paris. Oh my God, we're gonna meet. We're gonna go to Cancun. Get to the airport. They were like, ma'am, you don't have a Schengen visa. And I'm like, please, no, do not lie to me. I don't need a Schengen visa. I'm going to Mexico. That is my final destination. The only thing I need is a US visa, which I have. Yes, ma'am, I understand, but you don't have a Schengen visa. Like, don't make me mad. What's the phrase? Interlinked airline connections. My heart sank. Basically, that means I was flying with one airline from my start destination to Paris, and then from Paris we're going with a different airline to Cancun. And they're like, we're not going to interlink those two. So to us as an airline, we are seeing your final destination as Paris. Therefore, you are going to Paris as a tourist. And I'm like, but I'm not. Here's my booking. I'm going to Mexico. They were like, ma'am, sorry, we don't do that anymore since a month ago. Who did you tell? I asked the guys, I was like, who did you inform? Why does the website allow me to book and not give me this information? I started crying at the airport. I was like, I cried. Those who know me know I cry very easy. I cried because I was just like, no, the odds against us were just so fucking odd. Like, it took him 2 days to leave South Africa, and now this, and he's already in Paris waiting for me. So I was very frustrated. Whew. And I sat down in the airport. I remember I even took a photograph and I'm like, yo, I was so happy. We finally found a solution. And then now it's me. Now I'm the obstacle. Now I'm the problem. Now what are we going to do? Because there's no way I'm leaving this airport. And there is no other airline that's going to take me to CDG. Yeah, every day we've missed 2 days now from Cancun. So we've paid for those 2 days. And I mean, if you cancel, you still don't get your money back anyway. So you basically, but now I'm at the airport floor and I'm like, should I go home? Or should we reroute and then I can just go from here? Because I was assuming like maybe there's a flight that I can take in a couple of hours, and I was willing to stay at the airport. He's like, you know what, just go home. And I did just that. I went home, and on my way home I was like, you know what? Maybe we should just go to Dublin. Maybe we should just go to Ireland. Ireland was one of the destinations we had decided on, but because it was cold and
they had a restriction.
Ireland had a restriction 2 weeks ago. South Africans needed a visa coming from South Africa to enter, simply because of the Omicron. So we didn't go ahead with that, and
which is why we decided to go to Mexico.
Yes, and on my way home, we were like, okay, we'll just go to Dublin. And I was like, yeah, we're just gonna have to buy you clothes. And my flight to Dublin is gonna depart in like 4 hours. So I quickly went home. I had to unpack everything. Summer. Okay, I didn't unpack, I actually just got a new suitcase. And I packed like whatever I could find that seemed warm and decent for like 4 to 5 days. And that's how we landed up here.
Wow. Oh my goodness, guys. Traveling during COVID is definitely not advisable. So as it is right now, I'm sitting in the transfers section of the airport in Paris. Biggest conundrum is this: I can't get my luggage. I can't even check into a slow lounge because all the slow lounges are closed. So I'm literally just chilling here on my own. There's nobody else besides the people cleaning. It's going to be a long morning for me because I don't see myself sleeping until I know exactly what the plan is for tomorrow. So, yeah. I actually forgot to mention this now that I think about it. Oh my goodness. So it's now Even my watch just died. Oh no, sorry, it's my watch locks at night, so it's like on a do not disturb mode. Anyways, it's 3:43 a.m. in Paris, and managed to change plans as per last video. Excuse me, it's the coffee and being tired. This is all I've had, like, really, in the past 8 hours. I've just been drinking coffee. Anyways, I wanted to say that we've managed to change our plans as per my last video, and the plans are now that we are going to Dublin Island. That is what it is. We were going to Cancun, so if you know your geography, you will know that right now it's summer in Cancun, and you all know currently it's winter in Ireland. So guess what clothes I have packed? So now my worry is that I'm gonna need to go buy clothes. My next worry is that where am I gonna fit all these clothes that I'm gonna buy? Because I've packed one bag that is already full with clothes that I was gonna wear. Now, the clothes that I'm gonna buy now, where are those ones gonna go now? Anyways, so hopefully the next video that I do will be me boarding the flight to Dublin, knowing that I have my luggage with me.
So I checked in for my flight to Ireland. Everything was easy. We don't need a visa as South Africans. Thankfully, it was nice. That's why it was the perfect destination, and one of the very few that we could have gone to without any troubles.
So the plot thickens. My bag did not come, and I'm not the only one. Oh. It's finished. Oh my goodness.
It has come to our knowledge that this happens to like everyone, almost everybody. If you're just unlucky, but it's like 50% chance that you'll be unlucky. So if you're traveling with Air France, prepare yourself that your luggage may not make it. And if it doesn't, on the day you arrive at your final destination, always pack extra stuff. Not extra stuff, but maybe like 2 or 3 days if you can in your hand luggage, just to assist you with the inconvenience of it all, because they don't care. We called every day for 5 days, more than once, and you're gonna get a hold of very nonchalant, yes, we can see your bag is in Paris, and we're not sure when it's gonna get to you. Anyway, we received the bag today in the morning. After he called to find out where's the bag, they hadn't sent an update that they had put it on flight. I was very surprised. I honestly thought that this bag is no more. It's gone. I had given up. I was like, always seeing is believing. And to my surprise, when I go downstairs in the hotel reception, there's like 8 bags, like 8 different people who are having the same issue. So the few lessons: pack a backup outfit and toiletries in your hand luggage. Extra cash is always important for emergencies, especially during COVID. Avoid CDG barrel costs.
Yep. Rather go to London for anything. It's easier. Much more helpful.
And people are more helpful in general.
Much more helpful. Any like rerouting of some kind where you feel like I don't even have a pass, I don't even have a visa for there. You'd rather go to London. Trust me, they're gonna help you.
Yeah. And if you can, don't travel with a South African passport.
South African passport, I'd say South African passport has not been the issue for me in all my travels. But because of COVID, many countries are closed, SA, or rather the Southern Africa, out. So now we need either visas or we need like quarantining, and there's like a limited number of countries where you can go. We were lucky that we could go to Mexico only because we still have American visas. If it wasn't for those American visas, forget the mess that happened right in Costa. If it wasn't for those American visas, we wouldn't have. Mexico was definitely not an option.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen? We're going to have to wait till the last minute for Ireland to open the way they did, and then only decide, okay, we're going to Ireland.
Excuse me. Yeah, I know.
Do you get?
I was so sad. I almost thought we were not going to see each other. Hey, but anyways, we're happy. Even though we're in a winter destination and we planned for a summer destination, we're fine. We just wanted to be together, and yeah, Nosiko was not going to give up. Minashem, I was already close to giving up. I was like, I don't like suffering. Like, struggling is not my portion.
Because me, I'm not a give up.
Struggling is not my portion as an individual. I don't like that. So I was quite open to the idea of what you just need to, what is it? Is it called bite the bullet? That's the phrase. Yeah. I was really okay. Not okay, but I was like, you know what? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And he's like, no, you can't wait. And she did.